Good morning. Happy July 25th. And let's go ahead and get right into it. It's the Zozo Stock Watch morning report. And for Tuesday, July 25th, for economic, we have the FOMC meeting begins today. You have the Red Book at 8:55 a.m. At 9 a.m. you have House Price Index. 10 a.m. you have the State Street Investor Confidence. 10 a.m. you have Richmond Fed. 10 a.m. you have consumer confidence also coming out. The important 4:30 API crude oil data will be out, so keep an eye on that. For oil, currently the futures are rising. A lot of earnings beats by 3M, McDonald's, GM, and the futures are reflecting that. You have the Dow futures up 113 points, the S&P futures up 6, the NASDAQ futures up 4 so far this morning. Let's go ahead and get right into it. First thing we have up is LOGI. They beat on earnings. Cores to buy Jimmy Choo for about 1.17 billion. CYTX downgraded neutral. Team upgraded overweight at Morgan Stanley. Mondelez upgrade overweight. UAA Under Armour was downgraded sell at Deutsche Bank. ELF initiated buy at Citigroup, price target 30. BIG upgraded buy at Deutsche Bank. DERM UCB announces submission of SBLA to FDA for Cremiza. We also have Walmart JD expand partnership. DuPont beat on earnings. Some other earnings that came out, Jake, J-A-K-K, earnings per share of minus 77 cents. NORD earnings per share in line, misses on revenue. PPBI, excuse me, earnings per share of 35 cents. CBAY price target raised to $12 at Piper, was at $6.50. NASDAQ to acquire Sibinex, WBA Walgreens Boots Alliance to enter into long-term global supply agreement with Fareva. LLY and INCY provide update on baricitinib, I guess that's pronounced. SPWR SunPower to supply 29.9 megawatts of high-efficiency solar powers to Tangier solar projects in France. UNTY reports Q2 results. UAA down on that downgrade pre-market. More information on LLY. Revenue outside the U.S. decreased by 1%. Lilly in the second quarter of 2017 worldwide revenue was 5.824 billion. Yandex had a bit of news this morning. Yandex unveils Yandex Radar, a search traffic and browser usage analytics tool. Next up, we had BIIB beating on earnings. And let's see, LU downgraded hold at Stifel. Crude oil is up this morning, up 1.32% at the time of that post. Next we have AXE. They beat by 2 cents but missed on revenues. Some top insider purchases. CPSH 20% owner BRUK purchased 180,000 shares. CSX Director purchased over a million shares. IPI 10% owner Clearway purchased 300K. OPK CEO purchased 45K at $6.42. Some other news that we have coming out. BMS initiated buy at UBS. BERY initiated buy at UBS. DGX beat by 13 cents. Revenues in line. Other news also that came out, NEO earnings per share, revenue beat. CTG earnings per share beat, revenue miss. IPG earnings per share and revenue miss. ASTE earnings per share and revenue miss. In syndicate news, MBRX filed Form S3, 75 million shelf. SRPT, they priced at 42.50 for their offering. URG filed Form S3, 100 million. Next up, some major top upgrades, downgrades. BIG up to buy at Deutsche Bank. Let's see, WERN, WERN up to neutral at BAC. Some other big ones that I didn't mention, POWI downgraded hold at Deutsche Bank. WBMD downgraded hold. SunTrust, WBMD downgraded market perform at Raymond James. Some top initiations. Apple initiated buy at Loop. DDD initiated hold at Loop Capital. Good initiated buy at DA Davidson. TNTR, you see a bunch of initiations here. A buy, one is a neutral at Piper, one is a buy at Bank America, one is an overweight for TNTR at KeyBank. XRX initiated buy at Loop Capital. Plug price target was raised to $3.50 at FBR. And let's see, we'll scroll through, see if there was anything else. Like I mentioned, General Motors beat on earnings. Caterpillar, they beat on earnings. 3M beat on earnings. McDonald's beat on earnings. JetBlue beat earnings and estimates. Let's see, MU lower on Hynix, minus 3.56% in, minus 3.6% in Korea. Next up, we had DCIX, a shipper is up on their earnings. Tops moving up, another shipper moving up on DCIX's earnings. DCIX, Diana container ships beats by $23.15, misses on revenue. Some earnings coming up after the bell today. Acme, AKR, AMD, Amgen, and you can see the rest of the Zion, and you can read this part right here for yourself. Next coming up, you back this up a little bit, sorry about that. Okay, McDonald's, I mentioned they had beat. McDermott misses by 1 cent. WAB misses by 14 cents. Some other news that came out. Very busy news day. STX, Seagate Technology announces planned leadership transition. RCII, Engaged Capital issues statement in respect of Rent-A-Center. SPEX announces the formation of Technology Advisory Board in area of biopharmaceutical opportunities. Let's see, what else do we have? Nuance and Epson form strategic partnership. GEMP enters into a $15 million long-term loan agreement with Silicon Valley Bank. So there's some of your stories, and we'll go back to this in a second. We'll just look at, so DCIX, bring over a chart. DCIX, a shipper, is near the highs pre-market. BNSO is up pre-market. BKS up pre-market. GNCA up pre-market. CYRX gapping up pre-market, but the volume on that one is well, not bad, 2,000 shares at the moment. ACRX is up. SPX, as mentioned in the news, is up. Caterpillar is up. BIIB is going to be good for the biotechs. That one gapped up this morning on their earnings beat. Some stocks that are down at the moment. SAEX, Dries is bidding down. DPZ was up pre-market and now is down on their earnings, but they did have an earnings beat. STX gapped down on their news. And then some stocks over here that are up. We have McDonald's ripping on earnings. ACRX trending up pre-market. JetBlue gapping up pre-market. We have Deutsche Bank up pre-market. And let's see what else. Caterpillar, we mentioned. AKS, a little bit of a bid up pre-market on a steel stock, AKS. And I think that's about it. Let me just go back to the newsroom and see if anything else came in. Mantech wins $80 million contract with U.S. Naval Air Systems Command. GEMP enters into a $15 million long-term agreement. We read that one, sorry. HZNP, Horizon Pharma Places PLC launches CGD connections to deliver support and resources created by and for the chronic, I won't even begin to pronounce that, CGD community. All right. So there's some of your news and news. And TROV, Trovanegen announces peer review publication. Let's just take a quick look at TROV. And not much reaction yet on TROV. All right, this has been the Zozo Stock Watch Market Report, and this is courtesy of Trade Exchange. And to catch you up on some of the news in the morning, have a great day trading. Be on the lookout for my Stocks to Watch video later this evening. And thank you and have a good day trading.